Healing the traumas of the heart. When our heart is whole, we are able to know what we're experiencing and feeling, or emotions, what emotions are there in any moment, that are literally a response to the here and now and not a reaction to something else, and we're at choice about expression. So let's suppose I did something in the moment that made you angry. You would be aware that you were angry. You wouldn't be bringing something from the past to the anger. And you would get to choose whether you wanted to tell me in that moment or not tell me in that moment, depending on what felt appropriate to you. So, for example, if I was teaching a class, you might say, I'm aware that I'm angry at you, Andy, but I'm not going to express it right now because there's a higher priority, which is to continue with the class, and I don't need to express it in order to be able to listen to what you have to say. And then if I choose to, I can tell you afterwards. But let's suppose, alternatively, there's a trauma to the heart. Let's suppose there's a trauma around anger, so that anger is unacceptable to you. So you'll do one of three things if, under the other circumstance, you would get angry. You would either deny it and say, anger, that doesn't exist, right? You transform it into another emotion, so it might turn into sadness, for example. Or you might displace it, at which point you wouldn't be aware that you were angry at me, but you'd be very grumpy when you went home with your partner or your animal. So you would do one of three things, all of which would be a way not to experience the anger in the here and now. And even things that look like they're the expression of feelings can be a transformation of the feelings from one thing to another. So let's say I did something, let's say I cut you off on the road and you were really afraid, but it was not acceptable to you to be afraid. Then you might instead experience road rage and come after me and want to kill me. But that wouldn't be a real feeling. That would actually be a protection from your terror. And not only can people have fears of experiencing things that we might not like, some people can have obviously fears of experiencing things they do like, or theoretically could like pleasure or joy. So if your joy is associated with some kind of bad result that traumatized you, you might never let yourself experience joy again because it's too scary. So what we're trying to do again, when we are whole around our feelings, is to be able to respond to any situation in the moment and be a choice about expression.